today. From Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati, it's Week 13 of the NFL on EA Sports. Taking on Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs.
It's dreary and miserable throughout much of the Midwest, but we've got football to perk up our spirits. That's the good news. At Paul Brown Stadium, that's where we're at here in Cincinnati. Today, we've got a Week 13 matchup for you here between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Cincinnati Bengals. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
And we will not get a run back here to start. It's a touchback, and it will come out to the 25. Time to get our first look at one of the star faces of the NFL, Patrick Mahomes and his Kansas City offense. Really the gold standard among NFL offenses since he became the starter in 2018.
Well, the silver lining from last week, he played phenomenally, kept the ball clean, and led them to the end zone several times. You know, these NFL quarterbacks, they trade away all those touchdowns if it meant getting the win. That's his focus this week.
The drive will begin with a run by Edwards-Helaire. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 17 carries, 54 yards, and a touchdown.
10 touchdowns on the season for him, and I don't know whether these goals are written down. I don't know whether they're discussed amongst the team, but I do know this. Every guy who touches the ball as a ball carrier thinks 10 touchdowns is a nice round goal to try and reach in a season.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. Working from the gun, Mahomes. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. Remember, Charles, this is the #1 defense in the NFL, and they proved their mettle here, forcing the turnover on the opening possession.
And sometimes when you play a team that has that reputation, that's earned it by their play, the psychology is, okay, they're #1. They have to prove it to us, and they tried to attack. They found out that that ranking was real.
And if history is any indication, when this defense gets off to a good start, look out.
Yeah, their offense plays off of them awfully well, too.
They will throw on first down with Burrow. And he'll spot Higgins open left side. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage. First and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points. Now it's Burrow. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. Touchdown, Bengals! Joe Mixon from 4 yards out. And the Bengals use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. And they'll start at the 25 as McKinnon decides against returning it. Kansas City taking the field for their second drive. And the interception on that opening drive winds up leading to the touchdown, so now it's kind of time to start over.
Yeah, it certainly is, and his first throw of the game. But I like the way his guys rallied around him. Oftentimes, the quarterback is the leader, right? He tells everyone what to do. In this case, I noticed his linemen around him kind of patting him, saying, let's go, big boy. You're still our leader.
And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down. From the gun, it's Mahomes. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. From the 45 on second down, Mahomes. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Mahomes on the give to Edwards-Helaire. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. Well, this defense for the Bengals, they were terrific in the win over Tennessee a week ago.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Now Mahomes. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll run with Edwards-Helaire. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. Mahomes now to throw. Buying time to his left. That's caught left side by Hardman. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. That's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to...
Touchdown! Mecole Hardman, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Good bounce-back drive right there. Through the pick on drive number 1. Drive number 2 leads them right down the field into the end zone.
Agree totally. Excellent bounce back. Tremendous poise. Confidence never lost. And obviously he transmitted that to his teammates as well. What a really nice drive.
Extra point by Butker is on target. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Bengals drive about to get going. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they have had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game, even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And he'll get about 3 up past the 25. The numbers for Mixon last week, just downright unbelievable. I mean, when you amass that many yards, I don't know what else to say.
Personally, I thought it was a game for the ages for him. Ripped off some long runs in that contest, didn't he?
He did indeed. Some very long runs, and that total, scary. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Here's Burrow. That's the tight end Hurst with it. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a first down. Now it's Burrow. Again, that's Hurst. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. From the 44, Burrow. He's got his big tight end. That's Hurst. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Third catch for him on this drive alone, and it'll give him a first down. Seven, our score after. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Mixon with a first down carry. Shoves him aside. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down. We should mention, to go along with a great game he had last week, he was rightfully named AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
And he shares that with his offensive line, the tight end, his fullback. He's looking for more and more of that in this game.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. It's Mixon on the counter. And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. 46 yards rushing for him now to this point. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They'll stay on the ground. Mixon again. And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he is in. Touchdown, Bengals. Joe Mixon with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Bengals have taken the lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it all culminated in the touchdown run coming from Joe Mixon. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Taken in at the 3. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. So remember, Charles, last time they were out here, they scored, but they just saw the opposition score, and they're trailing right now, so they're trying to keep pace here. They need a touchdown drive.
Well, if you're a fan of offense, you're loving this, but if you're a fan of defense, This is tough to watch, and it's also tough to keep that up when you just watch your opponent march down the field on a scoring drive that lasts into double-digit snaps. You need a score here, not just to follow the momentum from your last drive, but put the onus back on your opponent. And that's what they're doing right now, swapping that onus back and forth.
Now Edwards-Helaire. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. 2 minutes gone by, second quarter. From the 22, Mahomes. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. The offense on third down, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Edwards-Helaire, they'll try to run for it. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with... Fourth down and a yard. They'll go. It's Edwards-Helaire. And they are going to stop him on 4th and 1 as they'll wind up going backwards. Andy Reid went for it, but it won't pan out. And the Bengals will get the football back. Burrow and the Bengals with a 1st and 10 at their own 22. He'll hand it off here. This is Mixon. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Again, it's Mixon. And he'll get a couple up to the 29. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. On third down, Mixon. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. 63 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Mixon will try the right side. And taken down just shy of the 40. From the 39-yard line, here comes 2nd down and 6. Now it's Mixon running right. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. 10 yards there on a Bengal first. Seemed like a couple sets of eyes were on the quarterback, so he decided, hey, I'm going to hand this off. Got a good gain out of it.
And you know you need good blocking up front in order to gain yardage, but every one of these RPOs, if you do it right and they look the same, whether it's handed off inside or the quarterback keeps it, that allows you to fool the defense so often. And in this case, fooled them with the inside run.
And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And he'll go down at the 28. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
So much about defending the pass is being able to be right there at the moment the ball gets to the receiver, and he was right in his hip pocket, helping force that incompletion.
And he'll take this forward for about 5 as we have come upon the 2-minute warning.
Here we go. Here we go.
Now Burrow. Got a man. It's Chase. He completes it. And he is out of bounds. Looks like right at the 15. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far. But on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Joe Mixon on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Bengals have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And it's now 21-7. So that one a 13-play drive in total. And it all culminated in the touchdown run coming from Joe Mixon. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
He'll let this go for the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down. After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. From midfield, here's Mahomes. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. B.J. Hill, what a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. On 4th down, Tommy Townsend to punt for Kansas City. Back deep, Trent Taylor. He'll return it from the 6. A 48-yard punt, 7 on the return. And the Bengals will have a 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. Back onto the field comes the offense and Hayden Hurst. And CD, assuming he stays healthy, assuming the health, should get to that 1,000-yard mark pretty easily.
And the best part of what he's done so far is allows him and the team to relax their pursuit a little bit. Meaning, if they just have normal games, they'll get to the 1,000-yard mark. They don't have to force anything. But one of the reasons he's having the year he's having is what I call route-running arrogance. They think there's no one that can cover them, no matter how many people are put in his direction. It just doesn't matter. He's going to find a way to beat them. And so far this year, he's done exactly that.
He sure has. Meanwhile, Burrow's throw here on target to Hurst. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. From the 38, Burrow. Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. And he's got Hurst, his tight end. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the 2nd quarter. Final play of the half for Burrow and company. He's going to take a shot at the end zone. Why not? And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. T. Higgins as time expires in the 1st half. And the Bengals will extend their lead here just before halftime. And just before the half ends, the prayer is answered. Defensively, a disaster there.
I know often we're surprised when this actually works. I mean, the excitement level goes way up, but maybe we shouldn't be, because I know as a defender, you've got to play the ball in this situation, but you can't interfere with the receiver because, remember, it's a spot foul, and it'd be 1st and goal if it happens in the end zone, and you don't want to give up that play. Now, a little bit of hesitancy often works really well for offensive guys.
So we've reached halftime here in the Queen City, and it's the Bengals leading this one. Halftime over, no problem with us. We skip right to the 3rd quarter and continue this midseason contest. forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to looking into the raindrops, and he muffs it. And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. Week 13 here in the NFL, first weekend of December. Playoff races definitely coming into focus now, and we got a couple of good ones in prime time. Tonight, national audience gets a look at the Colts for a second straight weekend. This time they're at Dallas, 7:20 Central Time for that kick. And then Monday night, Saints and Bucks from Tampa. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Again, it's Mixon. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. And they're going to speed things up here. Mixing up the middle. Room here to run. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. And down to the 36-yard line here. 156 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. A handoff, running left, Mixon. And it was the stiff arm there that freed him enough to get the first before he's tackled. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. And now they will throw it with Burrow. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
He will find his man Chase complete. And he'll be brought down with a 1st down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 12-yard line. They go back to the ground now with Mixon. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 2nd and 6 with the ball on the 7. Inside handoff to Mixon. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. That play gets him 6 yards and sets them up with a 1st and goal. Mixon is into the end zone for a Bengal touchdown. And let's not forget he had the receiving touchdown earlier. Now a trio of rushing touchdowns. Quite a performance.
Diversification. That's all you can talk about. His ability to do everything leaves him on the field on every down on offense because you can hand it to him as we've seen. But you say 3 rushing touchdowns and, of course, throw it to him where he's caught 1 as well.
Taken in at the 3. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. So here's the Chiefs offense ready for their first reps in half number 2. A CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history, and that's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. The bottom line is it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Another try after the 1st down sack. Mahomes. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 for a Bengals TD. Well, if there was any thought that this thing might turn around for this offense in the second half, I think those thoughts pretty well dashed after that interception return there.
It just has not been a good outing for this unit whatsoever. There's no other way to say it. They've been overmatched, haven't performed to the level that they've needed, and that throw there just going to contribute to this game getting out of hand.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
And he is going to lose yardage here. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
On 2nd and 11 now. Mahomes complete. The tight end, Kelsey. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. B.J. Hill able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Here's the Chiefs punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Taylor now returning it. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And some room to maneuver. And they finally do get him, but not before he reaches the 27. 210 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. That's to Chase. He's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Jamar Chase, 27 yards. And the Bengals get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Boy, another score. This lead gets even bigger. And, Charles, we haven't even hit the 4th quarter yet.
Well, forget the deficit, right? They're really not going to cut into that a heck of a lot. But how can they get out of here with some dignity? Can they get a stop or two? Can they make a play on offense themselves? Anything to start to feel better about what's happened to them here in this one.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Taken in at the 3. And he'll get this just up past the 20, but a marker is down. Let's get the call. So already not the best of kick returns there, but that penalty, that adds insult to injury and backs him up even closer to the goal line.
Yeah, not ideal field position to begin a drive, is it? Because the extra pressure now goes on the offense. They've got to get some early yards and get away from the shadow of their own goalposts. What every offense wants to do in this situation, get 2 first downs to help out with field position at the least.
We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. They'll set up the screen to Edwards-Helaire. And he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting it out to the 25. To throw again on second down. Mahomes will get this one to Kelsey. That's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Throwing on first down is Mahomes. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. 20. And he will bring it back. It's a pick-6 for a Bengals TD. Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they've got this game in the bag with this huge lead, and it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them play it straight, do all the right things. But these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances, and that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6.
So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick-6. And they'll start at the 25 as McKinnon decides against returning it. KC's offense ready to take over. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
So the completion good for 7 there. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. To throw, it's Mahomes. Open man here. It's the tight end, Kelsey. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. Excellent play there on 3rd down. Give them 25 yards. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Throwing now is Mahomes. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And not much happening there. He's taken down, but a late penalty flag in the backfield. And this looks like a roughing call. Well, Charles. Sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there, even more so are they going to be diligent about throwing the flag.
Mahomes now on 1st down. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Mahomes. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. He's at the 30. 10. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six for the Bengals TD. But just add that to the list of great moments for this defense today. They've really shredded that game plan on the other side all 4 quarters. And, Charles, that picks. That's kind of the cherry on top.
Yeah, and they did it, and I feel like I'm quoting a bad movie line, but they did it together, didn't they? Fed off of each other, every big play they made, every tackle, every pick, everything they've done. They continually built energy in this one, and how about them culminating with a pick six?
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And they'll start at the 25 as McKinnon decides against returning it. And now here comes Kansas City. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick six put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them. Now Mahomes to try again after the pick six. Now they go screen. It's complete. And some room to roam now. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
47's the mic. 47's the mic.
Here's Mahomes to throw. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
On 2nd and 10, Mahomes, open man, it's the tight end Kelsey. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. He has a first down, and that catch will also put him over 100 yards receiving now on the afternoon. Looking to throw is Mahomes. No hesitations, they go right back to Kelsey. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Now it's Mahomes again. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. On 1st down, Mahomes. It's Kelsey on the grab. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. They fake the give. Now Mahomes. Another pass into the reliable hands of Kelsey. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. Now here's Mahomes. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Nothing on 1st down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. Mahomes going to throw. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. Only able to pick up 2, and that leads us to 3rd and goal. And again, it's Mahomes. to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Butker's kick here is good, and they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Once again, they run with Mixon. And some room to work. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A big run there, 29 yards and a first. It carries like that. That's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Another touchdown here in the 4th quarter. And, Charles, I think we can start to consider that this undefeated streak of theirs is going to be safe for another week.
And, partner, you don't make it this far into a season without a loss unless you're getting contributions from both sides of the ball and sometimes even your special teams. And that's been true today. Each side helping guide them to this late lead.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And they'll start at the 25 as McKinnon decides against returning it. And Kansas City's offense now set and ready to go. But we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Looking to throw. Steps away to his left. He turned that into a nice gain, gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down. Now a timeout called for by the defense. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside.
They're running it. 47 Mike, 47.
Now back to throw. And now here is another interception. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And, gosh, you look up at the scoreboard. They just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation...
And this will be caught. And the carnage continues.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And they'll start at the 25 as McKinnon decides against returning it. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want.
And my goodness, another interception. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six for a Bengals TD.
This is our time. Our time.
But no surprise to see that one, partner. The league's #1 defense coming through with a huge pick six.
And it's plays like that one that have made them the most feared group to face this year. Offenses, they're trying to figure out how to work around them rather than work through them. Big-time impact playmakers scattered throughout the unit on every level, and they can change a game at a moment's notice.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And they'll start at the 25 as McKinnon decides against returning it. One final try for Mahomes. He's going to let it fly. And this a leaping effort, but it's knocked away and incomplete. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go at each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for the Bengals, the streak continues as they push their mark to a perfect 12-0 now on the year. And they'll get another home date next week as the Browns will come to town. Meanwhile, for Kansas City, they fall to 6-6 now on the campaign. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel to Denver.